Hello and welcome to the Connected Community Podcast. I'm so excited to introduce my guest today, Shaneh Woods, and she's going to address why is it that sometimes money slips through our hands? Why is it sometimes we have an abundance of money and then we are very cash poor? What is prosperity? What does that mean when we're prosperous? Some people think prosperity is just an overflow or abundance of cash, but we could have prosperity in other areas of our life. And when we call in this prosperity, and Shaneh tells us how to do that, then we have more of this flow and more of this abundance. And so she also helps us figure out what our money blocks are. And I didn't realize I had money blocks, but I definitely do. And she helps us uncover those. So I know you're going to love this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're enjoying the podcast, please take a moment to give us a like, a share, and a subscribe. Bonus points if you give us a comment. And I'm going to hop on in with Shaneh. I hope you'll enjoy. Hello, and welcome to the Connected Community Podcast, a place to explore possibility through mindfulness, movement, and self-discovery. Our intention is to deliver insight and inspiration while fostering conversations that are genuine, unfiltered, and deeply human. We hope you will enjoy today's episode. Hi, Shaneh. Good morning, and welcome to the Connected Community Podcast.
Good morning. I am so happy to be here today. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you for coming. I am excited about this topic because I feel like this is something everybody can relate to. Everybody could use some advice on. You're a prosperity coach. You're about to release a book. And today we're going to talk about money mindset. So what is the number one thing that people are coming to you for? And what do you think the number one blockage is for people to bring prosperity into their life? And I also want to clarify too that prosperity doesn't necessarily mean money. I don't know why, but in our culture, we block prosperity and money into one thing. And we can be very prosperous with our friendship group and with our community. And we can have a fulfilling life without tons of money flowing in. And so I'd really like to, I just threw a ton of questions at you actually. So I'd really like your perspective on that. And maybe we can break the questions down one by one.
Sure. Well, I think the first thing we have to do is define what prosperity means to each one of us individually. My definition of prosperity isn't going to match your definition of prosperity, but I completely agree with you that society as a whole has conflated prosperity with money. I do think it includes money, but money is not the end all be all. So when I'm looking at prosperity for myself, it's time, money, energy, health. And as I said to you once before, like part of my definition of prosperity is being surrounded by beauty. So like my art is, or my house is full of art. And then I look outside my window and it's nothing but beautiful nature, because that's equally beautiful to me. And being in those environments make me feel prosperous. So each person has to define it for themselves. But I will say most people come to me because they are feeling the lack of money in their lives. They typically, like your audience, I'm sure, want to have big impact on the world. They feel that there's something inside of them that could really benefit the world if they just had enough money, enough time, enough energy in order to show up in the way that they feel that their calling, their mission is asking of them. And money's the easiest one. It's so tangible. So it's the one we tend to go to fix first. The interesting thing is as we fix that one, all of the others tend to improve too, and vice versa. So it doesn't matter where we start. The way we allow ourselves to receive one thing is very representative of how we allow ourselves to receive nearly anything. I joke that if you have a hard time receiving money, you're likely going to have a hard time receiving compliments. If you have a hard time receiving compliments, you're likely to have a hard time receiving support. If you have a hard time receiving support, you might have a hard time, receiving orgasms. Like it flows through every area of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the number one block that I see, and I think it's because you and I probably share very similar audiences, woo curious, leaning towards the spiritual side, is that you can't be a good person and wealthy at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, man, if more good people were wealthy, the world would be a much
Mm-hmm.
better place.
Yeah. Where's that rooted in? I mean, it must be like an old story and a generational thing. Where's the root of that?
Well, I mean, you used one of the words, the root of, money is the root of all evil,
Mm-hmm.
is one very common phrase. It's better to give than receive.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's so fascinating to me when we believe that, because if I told you that it is better to breathe out than breathe in,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be like, no, that doesn't
Yeah.
work. Like
Mm-hmm.
you will literally suffocate trying to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
When we believe it is better to give than receive, we are literally suffocating our prosperity and abundance energies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's making me think. I didn't really expect to share kind of a lot of my story, but I'm curious your thoughts on this. So I'm a therapist. I provide services for that. I'm a yoga teacher. I provide services for that, and then I also am a Kambo frog medicine facilitator. And it's interesting because I've made this commitment to make it affordable for people, and so it almost feels like this like karma yoga service where I'm charging very little amount for an extremely huge chunk of time that I'm spending with
Mhm.
people to just make that affordable. And I've even like blocked out my schedule where I'm not taking therapy clients, where I make a ton more money to make this service available for people. And so, yeah, I'm curious what you think about that kind of mindset.
So if we set up your business or businesses in a way that it supports your life, your goals, and part of that is a desire to make yoga accessible to people who might not normally be able to afford it,
Mm-hmm.
that's beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if we're setting it up and there's a part of you that feels obligated to do it this way,
Yeah.
right? That's kind of sticky energy that doesn't really feel good and will actually keep your impact that you want to have on these people
Yeah.
reduced. Like you'll still be
Yeah.
able to impact them. You're still going to change lives by introducing people to yoga and the way it helps both your body and your energy move.
Yeah.
But it could be so much more if you're doing it in clean energy.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe in charging what you're worth. Like, I think that language really minimizes the value of what you bring and introduces some worthiness stories into somebody's psyche. So we don't go
Mm-hmm.
there. I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe in making everything I do affordable to the masses,
Yeah.
right? Now, part of that is my human design. Would you mind reminding me of yours? I know you told me, but
I'm a 6-2 emotional manifesting generator.
okay. I thought there was a two in there.
Mm-hmm.
So the interesting thing about your 6-2 profile, so
Mm-hmm.
the 6 is how the world sees you, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
an influencer. This is someone who is here to make change on a much wider field of play,
Mhm.
right? Like if you feel like you are here to impact this one small community, your design is here to go, oh, no, 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 it's so much more.
Yeah.
But the 2 is how you experience the world, and the 2 is the hermit. And I want you to think about the archetype of the hermit. People need to make an effort in order to gain the hermit's wisdom. They
Mhm.
have to do a journey through the woods to the top of the mountaintop.
Mhm.
Right? So if you don't feel that there is a commensurate
Mhm.
energetic exchange between you and the person that you are trying to impact,
Yeah.
you will feel taken for granted and they won't value whatever it is you do.
Hmm. Mhm.
Now, an energetic exchange is time, money, energy.
Yeah.
So, like, if you feel good doing those yoga classes, you feel
Mhm.
fulfilled, you or feel lit up at the end of those classes,
Yeah.
then you're doing great.
Yeah.
If there is a part of you resenting it,
Yeah. That
then
it's
we
not in
know
alignment.
there's
Yeah.
something that's not aligned with your design and the way you're meant to
Yeah.
bring prosperity into your life.
Yeah. Yeah. That lands. Yeah. Yeah. It feels good. It's not the yoga, it's the frog medicine piece, but it's, yes, it feels very much in alignment with my system to,
Mm-hmm.
to one, to make it accessible because I feel like it's, important to make it accessible for
Mm-hmm.
people. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like a drain on my energy afterwards.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a very much an indicator for most of us, but
Hmm.
for two in particular,
Yeah.
right? I would also suggest that if there is any part of you that is going, this could have bigger impact,
Yeah.
right? Like you're unsatisfied with the impact that you're currently having
Hmm.
in that field, then you'd want to look at how it is set up and what type of energetic exchange you are getting and how you might do it differently.
Hmm.
Because the significant portion of your design is that six who is like, I'm here to have massive impact.
Hmm.
Right. So sometimes one to one work will feel very dissatisfying unless
Hmm.
the energetic exchange is high enough to compensate, because your system knows that your energy is meant to go out to the many,
Hmm.
not necessary just to one. So when you send out a burst of energy, are you impacting one life? Then the commensurate exchange needs to be higher. Or if you're
Yeah.
impacting many lives, it can
Yeah.
be lower.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the energetics of money because this is to me a fascinating topic where money is energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how do you guide people around listening to their system about what feels good and what doesn't when people might not be that in tune to that?
Well, I come at it from whichever direction they are willing to receive. So, for those that are more intellectual,
Mhm.
I might avoid the energy talk, even knowing that what I'm doing is energy work.
Mhm.
But most of my audience is in tune, is open to the idea. So I start with just helping them understand that for the most part, people engage with money as an archetype, and it's either the hero or the villain.
Mhm.
Right? Villain, I'm not good with it. Debt is crushing me. It's better to give than receive. It's the root of all evil. Billionaires are bad, right?
Yeah.
The villain.
Mhm.
Or it's the hero. Oh my gosh, someday my hero will come and then I'll be able to do, have, and receive, right?
Mm.
Both
Mhm.
are exceptionally disempowered states.
Mhm.
So if we could just start by changing the archetype in which we view money as, things get to shift very quickly. So I take baby steps. Usually it's like, okay, so if you recognize where you're going between the hero and villain spectrum,
Yeah.
what if money was a friend? What if it was a bestie? Somebody who is like, I want this, and they're like, okay, let's go. Let's figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like just that alone makes it feel better. And then I'm a geek from way back. So I like Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings.
Mhm. Mhm.
There was nothing that Frodo wanted that Samwise wouldn't throw his entire being and all of his spices into to make happen.
Mhm.
Right? And how beautiful would that be to have that kind of relationship with your money?
Yeah.
And then for those that are open to it, I expanded into, well, what if money was your lover? What if it gave to you without you asking? Money is my lover. Money wants to be one with me. Money wants to give me anything and everything I desire. And I deserve everything that I desire simply because I exist and it harms no one.
Mm. So you're saying the first step is really to change your viewpoint and relationship with money or your
Yeah.
perspective.
Yep. That
Mhm.
one shift, if you never did anything else, your money situation, your prosperity situation would improve.
Mhm.
If that's the
What if it's
only thing.
hardwired in? Like I have a friend, I mentioned her before to you, where she says money flows in and there's like an avalanche of money and she's like floating in it and she's doing awesome. And then she goes into like extreme debt and she just floats between one and the other. And
Yep.
so obviously there's something either conscious or unconscious that's floating in the background. I think she's
Yep.
conscious of it, but some people would have that and be unconscious about that. And if it's super hardwired in, how do you even begin to work with that? Because it's not as simple as like, well, just change your viewpoint.
Right.
Because if they could, if they would have done it already. And so how do you work with that?
Well, I'm going to push back a little. A lot
Mhm.
of times people don't even realize that they're holding a certain viewpoint.
Mhm.
She's recognizing the feast or famine cycle, that it's happening. She
Yeah.
might not realize that she's holding a story somewhere on the continuum of hero and villain. So
Mhm.
I'm going to push back on you on that a little bit. She may not know the depth in which this is affecting her, or where it's
Mhm.
coming from. So having the recognition will impact her ability to hold, but it's understanding what she's doing. I said if you have a hard time receiving compliments, you can have a hard time receiving money. I
Yeah.
want you to think, and this is so true for most women. I want you to think, when somebody gives you a compliment, Nikki, you look beautiful today.
Mhm.
Your most common response for most women
Yeah.
is, oh, thank you, so do you.
Yeah.
We hot potato that compliment right back out of our hands,
Mhm.
right? We did not allow ourselves to receive it and hold it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shows up in your money. That shows up in the feast and famine cycle. We can receive, we can create money, but oh my gosh, I don't feel safe holding it.
Yeah.
Right? So we find a way to hot potato it back right out into the world. Um, how many people have had the experience of, oh, whew, I've managed to save up $1,000, and then as soon as they have the thought, the next
Yeah.
day there's $1,000 repair on their car that's
Yeah.
needed, right?
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Mhm.
It's, I don't feel safe holding this.
Mm.
So when you recognize that cycle, you build in, like,
Mhm.
we start doing practical things. I know you have an episode on EFT,
Mhm.
tapping on feeling safe holding and having money,
Mhm.
rewriting the story that you do, that you deserve to have and hold the money, right?
Yeah.
That's part of it. Building a couple days in, hey, I've received the money and I am not going to touch it, move it, transfer it, or anything for at least 3 days.
Mhm.
And then, oh, it's going to be a week. Oh, I can go 10 days now and just see it sit in my bank balance without having to send it right back out into the world.
Yeah.
Right. So there's some behaviors that we change. I
Mhm.
also like to have, because so many people don't do this, I want you to celebrate receiving.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, great. Okay, they paid their bill. Next, moving on.
Yeah.
Right? What if instead you receive the money and you like dialed up that joy? Oh my gosh, I am so thankful for this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. More, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Are you a fan of Abraham Hicks?
Um, remind me remind me of some of his work.
So Esther Hicks is the author. Abraham is who they channel. Wonderful, wonderful depth in the law of attraction work. Uh, to the
Okay.
point that it's like what a lot of people do with law of attraction, very surface,
Mhm.
and they miss out on 90% of what it takes to actually activate the law of attraction and the laws of assumption.
Mhm.
So, one of the things that Abraham says, and I have to love that a consciousness is using base 8 math here. Um, if you can dial up a feeling and sit in it for 32 seconds,
Yeah.
so joy,
Mhm.
sit in joy and whatever brought you that joy for 32 seconds,
Yeah.
you become more attractive to whatever brings you that joy, that feeling.
Mhm.
And for every 8 seconds thereafter, you collapse time, how quickly it is magnetized to you.
Mm. Mhm.
So if you're wanting more time, more money, more love, more support, whatever, what is the feeling that gives you when you are deeply, profoundly supported? When you have time and you're not always feeling like, I'm never going to get everything I need done. My to-do list is too long. What is the feeling that you have? And then sit in it and dial it up. Now, I am not good at meditating in the silence, close my eyes, empty my brain kind of way. Doesn't really work for me.
Mhm.
But I can turn on a song that gives me that feeling,
Yeah.
and I can rock out to that song for the entire 3 minutes, 42 seconds, which is the average length of a song in the US.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of collapsing time. So I build that in as a ritual to my receiving. When somebody pays me, I have a massive list of songs. I hit shuffle and I celebrate for the entire length of that song. That is
Okay.
a way of holding it and receiving it that we don't do.
So you're saying if I'm having time issues and then I all of a sudden something cancels and I have a gap in my schedule, then I want to celebrate it. Like, woohoo, I have an hour.
Yes, but how does having that hour make you feel?
Mhm.
Right? Is it
Yeah.
this spaciousness? Is it this ease?
Mhm.
Then I want you to sit in that ease. Oh, this feels so good. Like, and for
Mhm.
me, again, I use a song or a visualization to do it. What takes you there? What allows
Yeah.
you to sit in that for longer than oh, I got an extra hour in my schedule. What do I need to do next? Which is what most people do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You look great. Thank you. So do you. Stop hot potatoing
Mhm.
all the ways the universe is showing you, is giving you evidence that you are profoundly supported.
Mm. Mhm. Yeah. So it's really stopping and pausing and having gratitude and
Mhm.
appreciation for when positive things come your direction. It's like calling it in.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious. I have this money thing that I've had for a really long time. It's really a little bit unusual
Mhm.
where I've had this idea that I could make money for other people. I can make millions for other people. Like if I believe in selling ice Eskimos, I can
Mhm.
sell ice and sell thousands of them and like make tons of money for a company.
Yep.
But I've always had this block where I'm like, I can't make money for myself. It's going away. It's actually going away. I'm doing pretty good with it, but it was there for decades. And so I even had a kids clothing company.
Mhm.
And when people would ask me how much the clothes were, and they were so time intensive and handmade
Oh, wow.
and beautiful, so they were a little bit more expensive, but like reasonably priced for what they were. And I would like literally choke. And it was like that anytime even people would come to me for yoga privates. And I was charging less than other people, but I almost choke because I was
Mhm.
like, I can make money for other people and I can ask on their behalf. And if I love the product, I can sell tons of it,
Yep.
but I can't make money for myself. And so, like, where does something weird like that come from? And I think I have worked through the majority of that. I'm sure there's seeds still in there. Like, how would I knock that out?
Yep. Well, first we have to uncover the root.
Hmm.
So, what is the first word that comes to your mind when you complete the sentence? Having more than I need is.
Yeah, we did this before on the phone, and
Mhm.
I keep coming up with the same word where it's like selfish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you believe that having more than you need is selfish,
Hmm.
why in the world would money ever want to flow easily through to and through you?
Hmm. But
Right?
it did though. At one point, I was ran sales for this massive athletic wear company, and I had
Mhm.
like Nordstrom and Pure Barre and Core Power Yoga. Like, I had these huge accounts. I was bringing
Yep.
in millions for the company, and I was like bringing in big wads of cash.
Right. For
And
the
it,
company.
but I know, but why is that different? If like
Right?
I'm still making money, and I was fine with making money, and didn't feel like it was selfish then.
Because it wasn't because you were happy and you felt good about what you were paying paid to do that work,
Yeah.
but the money that you were generating was for somebody else. So it was like it's not yours. It wasn't yours to hold. It was not impacting your nervous system,
Hmm.
right? But you personally believing that having more than you need is selfish,
Hmm.
that's your nervous system is going to go no 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 no. And if you cannot receive more than you have the capacity in your nervous system to hold.
Hmm.
So nervous system regulation, the EFT work can
Hmm.
very quickly transform your ability to
Hmm.
ask for and receive larger and larger sums of money when, of course, it is aligned, values aligned. I don't ever go into a situation with a client and just say, you got to raise your prices,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes the price is the issue, but other times it could be a myriad of things. So there's a process that you go through to really uncover the root. At the root, if you believe it's selfish to have more than you need,
Mm-hmm.
there's a story that we need to rewrite. There's a story of, wow, if I am so deeply, profoundly, let's even say unreasonably resourced, what is the impact I could be having on the world that I'm not having right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So,
go ahead.
well, I'm just thinking like if you're doing the EFT tapping,
Mhm.
what are some things that you could tap in? Like, I am worthy to receive money, or what are some of the tapping statements you have people?
Oh, one of my favorite, and it's one of the reasons I love EFT, is we don't have to necessarily understand where the resistance is coming from,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I love, and I do this in nearly every tapping script that I write, is um, I release all resistance, known and unknown, spoken and unspoken, conscious and subconscious.
Mm,
If it is not for me, I release it.
mm. That covers it all.
It does. It really does. Now, of course, in the script,
Mm-hmm.
I am using specificity when it makes sense. But the thing is our conscious mind, we're telling a story. And it's what we can consciously grasp in this moment that makes sense to us.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always things going on in our unconscious programming, and our unconscious programming runs 95% of our life.
Mm-hmm.
So I would much rather and have a greater impact if I speak to your subconscious
Yeah.
than to the conscious story you're telling yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to just say, I let it go, right? I release or retask those part of me's. I thank them.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I am a sovereign adult.
Yeah.
I will take the wheel now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're saying you can shift this within yourself with or without complete clarity around the origin.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Now, you said I've done some work on this, it's getting better. That's all true.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And as we release things, as we build our capacity to hold more, the stories come back and we can get really frustrated. I've already dealt with this. Why is this coming up again?
Yeah.
And it's not that you're dealing with the same story. You're going deeper into the story, right?
Mhm.
You healed and released what you currently had the capacity to release.
Yeah.
And as you build your capacity to go deeper, to heal further,
Mhm.
expands. So you're really in a spiral, right? Or a vortex. And so you do meet the same story from a different angle at multiple times in your life to release it even more. And I believe that healing goes backwards and forwards through time. So when you do your healing work,
Yeah.
you are giving comfort to the versions of you that heard the story the first time and took it on. You're
Mhm.
giving comfort and peace to your lineage, who the story was likely came from. You're making their journey a little bit easier. And it's going forward through time so that if you have kids, they don't have to deal with it. If you don't have kids, it's your found family. It's the people you inspire, right?
Mhm.
You are doing the healing so they never need to.
Yeah.
And when you look at it that way, you doing your healing work becomes a mandate. It just makes the world better.
Mhm. What are some of the other tools that people can use to move through blockages that they might have around money?
EFT is absolutely one of them.
Mhm.
I love to have my clients collect evidence that
Mhm.
the universe has got their back. So find a penny, pick it up, absolutely,
Yeah.
and make note of it. Uh, you get an unexpected testimonial or a gift of appreciation from a client. Collect that evidence.
Yeah.
the more evidence that we can collect, the more our nervous system says, oh, this isn't a fluke.
Yeah.
Right? I have been filling out journals for years. I have an entire shelf full of journals of nothing but evidence. I collect it. And when I have a bad day, I can pull out any one of those books and see evidence after evidence after evidence that I am held, that I am not alone, that I
Yeah.
am supported. Part of the reason we feel so scared of money, particularly my clients being business owners, is because we just don't know. Or we tend to put our heads in the sand. We avoid looking at our numbers until we absolutely have to.
Yeah.
We only maybe look at our bank balance and really don't have any idea of what that means from a business perspective. But knowing your numbers, actually working with the data, brings calm to your nervous system. So
Mm-hmm.
in my business, we embrace the soul and the science of money.
Mm-hmm.
We work with the energy and we work with the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we reverse engineer your business to help you achieve your life's goals, not your business goals. I could care less about your business goals. I want to know what it is you want to experience in your life.
Right.
And then how do we create a business that supports you getting there? Because your business is here to support you, not the other way around.
Right. Right.
And it
And do you
takes
think sometimes people think that what they're wanting is more money, but then as they dig deeper, it's they're wanting more freedom or they're wanting more joy or they're wanting more autonomy?
Oh, always.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Money is a tool.
Yeah.
It is not the end all be all of any sort of healthy lived experience.
Yes. Because we all know some people
We
that
all
are
know some.
floating in cash that are absolutely miserable and it wouldn't matter how much they had. And no matter how much they have, it's not enough. It's never
Yep.
enough.
Well, and the funny thing is, and this is why data is so important, if you don't know how much you need in order to have the life that you desire,
Mm-hmm.
no amount of money will ever feel like enough.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know the number. And then I like to say, or better. So any number, any goal that I
Yeah.
suggest that you set, we add or better to it. And this is all another one of my tools, right? I desire a healthy marriage or better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because my idea of what healthy means is not necessarily what the universe knows that is in my highest and best,
Yeah.
right? Because my concept, I am limited by what my brain can conceive. And there is so much more out there in the world than what my brain can conceive.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so much more wealth. There's like, I never heard of Kimbo frog medicine until I was
Mm-hmm.
watching your podcast,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's so much more health out there than what my brain can conceive. So if I say I want this in health wise or better,
Yeah.
and then let's say your frog medicine is presented to me, that's could be the or better, the universe
Yeah.
pointing me in a direction I had no concept of.
Yeah. Yeah. What about this whole piece around with human design? If you're following at least my design, right? I'm a manifesting generator. And so when things are in alignment, there's satisfaction. And when things aren't in alignment, there's frustration. And that's a really good guide for me because I've learned that when I'm trying to reach somebody over and over and over again and I can't, I'm getting frustrated. It's my
Mhm.
time to like walk away.
Yep.
But there's this concept which I feel like has truth in it, where if we're doing what's in alignment with our soul's purpose, then it feeds us emotionally and spiritually and psychologically. It like feeds our soul
Mhm.
and money will flow through that. Like, and we all know the people that like maybe they went to college and they got an accounting degree and they're an accountant for 20 years and they don't like it. It doesn't feel good to their system, but they don't know how to do anything else and they don't know how to get out of it. How much validity do you feel with this? Where like if you're following your what lights you up, then there's an ease and a grace to it and then money will come.
I'm going to say we live in a both and world,
Mhm.
right? Yes, there is absolute truth to that, and it's more nuanced.
Mhm.
So, yes, if you are following your soul's path and you are doing the inner and the outer work in order to build your capacity to hold and have more, more
Yeah.
and more money will come,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you're following your soul's path, but part of you believes that having more than you need is selfish,
Yeah.
then the soul is only going to feed you the amount of that you don't feel selfish receiving,
Yeah.
right? We are not victims to our design. We are not victims to our subconscious, uh, but we are impacted by those things, and it's our job as sovereign adults to say, I am satisfied with where I am and I don't want to change, or I know there can be better for me. Please note I did not say more. Better for me, and to find that better, to allow that better to find me, I need to do the inner and the outer work.
Yeah. It's interesting though. There are people that are making pretty big wads of cash in pretty soulless jobs
Yeah.
that they might not be happy in. And how does that align?
If they're making lots of cash and they're unhappy, then I'm going to say that their definition of prosperity is, and what they need to work on is believing that they're allowed to be happy and make lots of cash,
Mm-hmm.
that they're allowed to follow their soul's path and still make wads of cash, right? There's some part of their story, there's some capacity that they have not allowed themselves to hold. For in that example, it's the joy, happiness, doesn't feel safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I can make wads of money, but I can't be happy at the same time. And they're choosing wads of money because that feels safer.
Mm-hmm. You know, those questions that you asked were really interesting that you asked me in the beginning. There were two that you asked. I'm wondering if you could teach the audience those two
Yep.
so that they can look at their money mindset and their blockages around things. Can you share those again?
Yeah. So the first question, and it's funny because we tend to have opposite answers. Like most people come in with opposite answers to these questions. Um, Wanting more than I have is,
Mm-hmm.
we get an answer. And then having more than I need is,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, and it's fascinating because if you believe that desiring more than you need is selfish,
Yeah.
but having more than you need feels expansive,
Mm-hmm.
oh, now we have cognitive dissidence.
Yeah.
We are literally fighting ourselves. So we need to release the story. Some other sentences, because I have a series of 10, and of course I don't have them open in front of me. What are some of the others? Raising my prices is, like, how
Mm-hmm.
does that make you feel? Right? If, oh, feels gross. Okay, well, we've got it. We have something, we have an issue there. Um, Putting myself out there every day is,
Mm.
in order to deserve what I desire, I must. Right?
Yeah.
And as you finish those sentences, your stories become very clear. And then after going through those questions, it's like, okay, let's say we've asked those five.
Yeah.
Which one gives you the most visceral, icky feeling? Like on a
Yeah.
scale of 1 to 10, one being I have no negative emotions towards that statement. If you read
Yeah.
the whole statement out loud, or a 10 being, oh, I think I'm going to hurl. The 10 is the one we want to work on first.
Yeah.
So we craft a new story. What is the experience you would like to have? It's not
Mm-hmm.
true yet, but what is the experience you'd like to have? So we identified that having more than you need is selfish for you.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to experience instead of that sentence?
Yeah, I'd like to change it to my husband. I asked him and I was like, oh, I like that answer. Having more than I need is comfortable or
Okay.
is set, yeah, comforting.
Okay. Great. So what tools do you already have
Mm-hmm.
that bring you that sense of comfort? Um, like, have you started doing EFT and you can find comfort and you recognize that your nervous system calms down when you use
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
If so, we craft a series of sentences
Yeah.
that start identifying that comfort feeling in your body,
Mm-hmm.
and we include my cover it all statement.
Yeah.
I release what is not mine, period.
Yeah. So what would a comfort statement be to tap in?
Oh, I honestly, I wish I was better on off the cuff on these things.
Having more abundance and money is comfortable to my soul or nurturing to my nervous system or something like that?
Yeah, that would absolutely work. I am held. I am supported. The comfort I seek uh, includes
Yeah.
wealth, time, energy, like all of the things.
Mhm.
You can also, my definition of prosperity includes feeling
Mm.
comfortable,
Yeah.
right? If comfort is the word, then we want to integrate that coziness. I like to craft I require, desire, and deserve statements.
Mm.
So I think of I require as like my new baseline,
Yeah.
right? I require to feel held, comforted, and supported by money. I desire is what is it that you want without putting any limits on you?
Yeah.
And I deserve simply because I exist.
Yeah.
So I require, desire, and deserve to feel held, supported, comforted by the money that I am able to hold in my bank account any and all times.
Yeah.
When somebody's working with debt, because debt is a big one, debt is a
Mhm.
struggle for a lot of people. I require, desire, and deserve my debts to be paid down easily, effortlessly, and sometimes even miraculously.
Mm, mhm.
I had a client start using that one, and they were one of the few that had their entire student loan debts completely forgiven, $130,000.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
We've been paying on
Yeah.
it for 18 years and still owed
Yeah, wow.
130,
Mhm.
right? Um,
Tell us about the book that you have coming up and what nuggets are in there?
oh, I'm excited to talk about the book. So the book comes out September 8th.
Mhm.
I'm self-publishing it. It is Profit is Protest.
Mhm.
And I wrote those words in my journal on May 9th of 2025. And I
Mhm.
have not stopped writing since.
Wow.
Um, with everything that's going on in the world, I don't
Mhm.
care where you are on the political spectrum, with everything that's going on in the world,
Mhm.
the business owners, people, individuals need to understand that their money is power. So when we see Target rolling back DEI and people going, well, I'm not shopping at Target anymore.
Mhm.
That is profit is protest. That
Mhm.
is saying my money counts and where
Yeah.
I put my money is going to be aligned with my values.
Mm.
So profit is protest talks about the protest market, how you can use your money to shape the world.
Yeah.
It talks about some of the things we've spoken about, building your capacity. I kind of see your prosperity as an ecosystem
Mhm.
of time, energy, capacity, and cash. And
Mhm.
isn't it interesting that cash is last?
Yeah.
Because it's honestly the least important thing, but it is the most tangible. But if
Mm.
the other three are aligned, the cash is inevitable.
Yeah.
I speak about understanding that you are the epicenter of your prosperity. It all begins and ends with you,
Yeah.
which is why it's so necessary that we do our inner and outer work so that we can have the tangible results we want to see in the world. Uh, and because I'm a little odd, I don't follow anybody's script or rules. This is not my book. This is just any book.
Mhm.
It's going to be Profit is Protest, right? Why it
Mhm.
is important for us to be unreasonably resourced now so that we can make the world a better place. You're going to turn the book over and it's going to be Sovereign Profits, a second book about, well, now that you've claimed your prosperity, how can you use it to make the world a better place?
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm over the moon. I cannot wait. I'll be hosting a book launch at one of my clients' bookstores.
Mm.
They are an LGBT bookstore in Sacramento, or actually outside of Sacramento,
Yeah.
a seat at the table books. And It's not where I'm from. It's not about having friends and family with me. It's about supporting a business that is fully values aligned with both me and the message that I'm putting out in the world,
Yeah.
knowing that just by doing that, I am amplifying the signal of the book.
Mm-hmm. Well, Shana, I love this. I think there's so much more. How can people reach you? So your book's coming out. What are the other offerings? And of course, I'll drop this all in the show notes as well.
I would really love to invite your audience, if they've enjoyed this, to join me and follow me on Substack. That is the portal that I write in. 3-4 times a week, where I am sharing these concepts, these tools. I'm going deeper. It's free. So, right,
Yeah.
Substack. It's www.profitasprotest.com. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saving the profitisprotest.com URL for the book. Um,
Perfect.
so that's where I'd love for you to follow me. But of course, I'm on all the social medias.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're at all curious about what is your story and how might we change it, you're always welcome to hop on my calendar for a free consultation to see if I can
Mm-hmm.
even support you.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, thank you, Shayna. I appreciate it. And I'm going to practice some of these things. So thank you for your knowledge and for your time today. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this message.
Thank you for listening to the Connected Community Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, share, and subscribe. I can be found at www.nickyyoga.com, NICKYYYOGA.com. Until I see you again next week, I hope you have a beautiful day.